Hello everyone. In this video clip, I'm going to explain how to solve a vector questions. Now, basically to solve vector, we have to apply the concept of ratio and also the compare coefficient. If you understand how to deal with these two, then we can solve the whole vector question. Now, before that, let's understand the requirement of the question. In the diagram given, ABCD is a quadrilateral plane whereby line AC intersect line DE at F. And we are given the information A to B is 10x. So let's put it down. AB is 10x. And then AD, so AD is 10y. And then now this is the most important part. Usually I would rewrite in fraction form because fraction form is also another way we write ratio. So AE equals to 2 over 5 AB. So I bring the AB down as the denominator and leave just the fraction on the right hand side. And from here, you can see that A to E basically is two parts. So let's write 2 with a circle to indicate that this is just a ratio. And A to B is 5 parts. So from A to B is 5 parts. And since A to E is 2 parts, so E to B will be 3 parts. So from here, we know that A to B is actually 10x. Therefore, 10x we divide into 5 parts. So each part will be 2x. Therefore, we will have A to E is 4x and E to B will be 6x. So get all this information ready so that later we can just apply it directly. No need to recalculate this in our working. And next, BC equals to half ED. So rewrite it in a fraction form so that you can see the relationship directly. You see BC is 1 part and ED is 2 parts. So BC is 1 part. And from E to D, it is 2 parts. Okay, so with all this, then we can just start solving, express BD in terms of X and Y. So for part A, part 1, to find B to D. Now always refer to the diagram. Refer to the diagram. Now the vector that we have will indicates the existing path that we have. So let me just highlight the existing path that we have, which is this, AB and also AD. Okay, so this is the existing path that we have. The one that marked with the ratio means it will be the path that we can find. So in that case, let me use this one to indicate that these two paths can be found later. And these are very important because we can use the path that we see to solve a lot of vector questions. Yeah, you just take that vector is the path that we move from one point to another point. So look at B to D. From B to D, we have the blue path. So just use the blue path, BA. Now remember, from A to B, the vector is in this direction, 10x. So if we were to reverse the direction, so it will be the negative. Now normally I will break it into two parts. So BA, okay, plus AD, because A is the bridge, yeah, the common bridge that link the B and the D. And therefore BA, you can just refer to this or refer to the diagram. So the reverse of BA will be negative 10x and AD will be 10y. Okay, so we have found the answer. Now, if you don't like to see the negative term to be in front, so we just rewrite 10y minus 10x. Okay, so either way, is accepted. Yeah. Now part two. For part two, we want to find BC. So look at the diagram. Where can we see BC? BC is here. So how do we find BC? BC is actually uh, half half ED, because BC I do not have the path to link from B to C directly. That means the blue path. Yeah, I don't have that, but I can use the ED, because there is we are given the relationship between the BC and ED. So ED, from to move from E to D, we can use the existing blue path to help us. So based on the equation given, so BC equals to half ED. And ED can be found by looking at the diagram. It will be the opposite, the opposite of AE. Since we have AE 4x, so the opposite will be negative 4x plus, okay, by looking at this diagram, EA, and then AD 10y. Okay, and then just put that in. All right, that means we know the ED, yeah? So let's just put the ED here first. I'm not sure whether we shall use this or not. Just put it there first. Okay, so just substitute this in. I mean, multiply the half in. So we have negative 2x plus 5y. So this is the answer for BC. All right, now, so the next part is we are given AF equals to KFC, and also AF equivalent to AE plus HED. Now, based on the thing given, you look at AF equals to KFC. Now, A to F is equivalent to KF to C. You see, none of the AF, FC, or AC we have. Okay, we don't have that, but we have AC. How do I know? Because I have the blue path and a pink path. Remember the pink path we just found. Okay, we just found BC, yeah? So over here, okay, I forgot to put this here for X so that we can see better. Okay, and 6X. Yeah, we can see the direction. So over here, AF, now remember I mentioned about the ratio form. If I were to write like this, then you will see the relationship between AF and FC and also the AC. You see, A to F is K part, so do likewise. Okay, A to F is K part and F to C is 1 part. And therefore, from here, I know that AF is equivalent to K out of the total K plus 1 part of AC, because we have AC, we do not have FC. So no matter what, we have to involve the AC. And how many parts out of the AC? The total parts, the total ratio is K plus 1. And AF is only take up K parts out of the AC. So this one, you must know how to form the relationship based on the ratio concept, yeah? Based on this ratio concept. And then let's just put AC in, okay, K over K plus 1 times with the AC. The AC is A to C. Okay, AC basically is AB plus BC. All right, so just put in the AB is 10x and BC we just found in A part 2, which is negative 2x plus 5y. Okay, so 10x minus 2x, so we have 8x plus 5y for AF. Okay, so K over K plus 1 in the bracket of 8x plus 5y. So we have just found AF in terms of K, X, and Y. And on the other hand, this is part 1. And on the other hand, we have to find AF in terms of H, X, and Y. So just take the second equation given. So AF equivalent to AE. Now, what is AE? We have AE is 4x. So just put the 4x in plus H. ED now. The ED we just found in part 2. All right, so put the ED in. So we have negative 4x plus 10y. So with that, open up the bracket and combine the coefficient for each vector. So we have 4x, yeah? Okay, let me just work it out a bit longer. So too much shortcut, maybe you may get confused. Okay, this is what I mean. You see the vector x and the vector x, the coefficient is 4 and minus 4h. So we can just combine the coefficient in front of the vector x, yeah? And then plus h, 10hy. So we found the answer for part 2. Now the next part is, hence, find the value k and h. You see both part 1, we wrote AF, but in 2 different terms. That means we have K and H. So what's next will be, okay, let me just move this one upwards. What we can do now is, let's label this as equation 1 and this one as equation 2. And both are AF. Therefore, this is for C. Yeah? Therefore, part 1 equals to part 2 because both represent AF. So let's put them together. K over K plus 1, 8x plus 5y equivalent to 4 minus 4h x plus 10hy. And then when we reach here, then we have to compare coefficient. Okay, because vector x and vector y, they are not equal at all. So the left side, we have vector x. The right side also, we have a vector x. Therefore, we just compare their coefficient. Compare coefficient for vector x, we will have k plus, k over k plus 1 times 8, so 8k, equivalent the right-hand side, 4 minus 4h. And for vector y, compare their coefficient. So on the left-hand side, we will have 5k over k plus 1. Yeah, open up the bracket like this. And then equivalent to the right-hand side, 10h. Now, what am I going to do is, I am going to bring the 8 over and just leave the k over k plus 1 on the both sides because I see k over k plus 1 on both sides. So I'm going to write that as my subject. So at the same time, I factorize the 4 and divide 8. Here, I bring the 8 to the other side of the equation. So become divided by 8. So I will have 1 minus h over 2. Okay, that is equation 3. And then for this side, k over k plus 1 equals to 10h over 5, which I get, I get 2h. So let's call this equation 4. Okay, both equivalent to k plus k over k plus 1. Therefore, equation 3 equals to equation 4. So 1 minus h over 2 equals to 2h. So 1 minus h equals to 4h. So 1 equals to 5h. Therefore, h equals to 1 over 5. So we found h first. And then from which equation? Let's say from equation 4. Equation 4, we know that k over k plus 1 equals to 2h, which is 2 times 1 over 5. That will give us 2 over 5. Okay, cross multiply. So we have 5k equals to 2k plus 1. Open up the bracket. We will have 2k plus 2. Okay, and then rearrange the equation. We will have 3k equals to 2. Therefore, k equals to 2 over 3. So we have found our answer for part C. So the solution for part C will be k equals to 2 over 3 and h equals to 1 over 5. That is the solution. Okay, hope it helps you. Thank you.